Welcome to this evening's girls basketball game as the Cougars from Collegiate School visit the Trinity Episcopal Titans, and this is TESPN coverage of LIS basketball. I'm Rick Hamlin, joined by Isabella Jenkins.
Hi, Mr. Hamlin. How are you?
Hey, Izzy, on the mic for the first time. Thrilled to have you here with us. Titans come into the game with a record of 5-5. Cougars 4-6. And then in state rankings, as of at least last week, Collegiate was 8th, Trinity 11th, so close. Records are similar, and they're closely aligned in state rankings. So I think we're hopefully in for a really tight contest tonight. Izzy, have you seen the Titan girls play this year?
I have. I watched them play, I believe, from St. Catherine's, and they're just determined, and it's incredible to watch the teamwork come together and them love the game, and they show it.
Yeah, so this is your first year here as a Titan. So I don't know if you're aware, last season didn't go very well for the girls with only, I think, 3 wins. So they've already exceeded that, and also just a lot more competitive in general. Last year they took a lot of lopsided losses, but for the most part this year, with a maybe possible exception of Stab, who's one of the top teams in the country, these guys have been really competitive all season. And that St. Catherine's game that you referenced, that we were here on Friday, Titans came up just short, but it was a tight game for 4 quarters. And like you said, they really laid it all on the line. Just a lot of effort, diving on the floor, trying to get loose balls and battling for rebounds. And I just think this group is really bought in, and they're really enjoying each other from having talked to the girls and enjoying Coach London pushing them. And so it's been fun to see. And we broadcast last year when these two teams played, and Collegiate was able to win pretty decisively, but I think we'll probably be in for a closer game tonight. And see the Titans come out in a zone defense, a 1-2-2. That first shot is no good for the Cougars. And there we talked about diving on the floor for loose balls. Alexa Linton getting down on the floor for it. And Addison Wynn. Titans draw first blood, and that was a nice assist by Farrah Berry. So the senior Addison Wynn, and Izzy, we saw in warm-ups them shooting from that exact spot, and a lot of the girls made a lot of shots from that spot on the right wing. So
they drill them. You can tell that's what they're good at.
Yeah, I mean, you could see Addison in transition get right to her spot where, she's very comfortable. And I got to say, when I saw her catch it there, my thought was, I hope she shoots because she's good from that spot, and I think she'll make it. And we were right. Cougars inbound underneath. Shot clock at 10. It's a nice pass, but the layup is no good. But she gets her own rebound, and that is number 34, Virginia Ballo, the senior. It was a really nice pass by Abby Craig, number 20, on the initial layup. Ballo missed the first one, but did a good job getting her own rebound, got the bucket, and is fouled by Addison Wynn, her first. There we see Addison get the rebound. One thing that Abby Miller and I talked about a lot on Friday night when she was up here with me was just foul trouble, because this Titan bench is they're not super deep. Now they do have some folks back from Friday. Ceylon Duncan and Alex Geeson were on the field trip, IB trip to New York, and V. Updike missed that game as well. So a little more reinforcements compared to Friday, but cannot afford foul trouble. Especially for the 2 senior co-captains, Addie Wynn and Sophie Dolan. Really don't want them getting in foul trouble. All right, that was a held ball, and possession stays with the Titans. Shot clock should be at 8, they said. And game clock is at 6:40. And I want to give a shout out to this evening's producer, David Jennings. Also, he does some basketball coaching for community service. He actually coaches my daughter. over at St. Michael's. David in the 10th grade. Izzy in the 9th grade. Oh, wow. Buzzer beater 3 by Farrah Berry right before the shot clock went off. That's a big shot by Farrah, and she's already has an assist and that three-pointer here in the early going. Cougars doing a nice job moving the ball around, but good steal by Lily Ferguson over to Addison Wynn. Sophie Dolan from the right wing is online, but just a little too long by Sophie. Nice pass, but Claire Amon could not quite finish the layup. She did a good job running the court, though. Titans showing some good patience. Shot clock is down to 7. 4 on the shot clock, and she needs to get this up. Desperation heave by Farrah Berry, but they need to do a little bit better job of being aware of that shot clock. And one thing viewers of TESPN will know is I'm a huge advocate for the shot clock in high school basketball. They still don't have it at the public school level. We've had it in the private schools for about 4 years now, and it really improves the game. Sorry, I was too busy talking about the shot clock and didn't see who actually scored that bucket for Collegiate. I think it was number 1, Lily Berger. Did you see, Izzy?
Not, no.
And then the Titans with a really careless turnover there, unlike senior Addison Wynn, but she brought it across half court and then passed it back to Farrah Berry in the backcourt, which is obviously not allowed, over and back, and that'll drive Coach London crazy because that was an unforced turnover. Nice skip pass there by Berger, and it is a 2-point basket by Abby Craig. Good assist by Lily, probably Berger.
I think that's one thing that's nice about Lawton, that he really drills the fundamentals. When you get to this level, sometimes people like to forget about that, but he makes sure that's the baseline.
Yeah, that's a great point. And as we see another shot by Craig, and she's hit him from both the left and now the right wing. Yeah, all the years that, I coached basketball here for many years, and the girls would frequently practice right before or right after the boys team when I was coaching. So I've seen Coach London in action many, many times, and you're exactly right. Good job defensively there by the Cougars to force the turnover, and also some nice sportsmanship by Lily Berger to help Farrah Berry up off the ground. Timeout is called by the Titans, 30-second timeout. So that's the first timeout of the game, and we put producer Jennings to work, changing your screen from 5 timeouts to 4. We're trying to. But yeah, just to finish that thought, so I've seen Coach London in action, hundreds of times, probably running a practice, or at least parts of practice, and he does a great job instilling those fundamentals, which is probably why he's not going to be pleased with a shot clock violation and over and back, and then another turnover on that last possession. So I think 3 straight empty possessions for the Titans where they haven't even gotten a legitimate shot. 3 straight buckets for the Cougars, and what was a 6-2 Titan lead is now an 8-6 Collegiate lead. This shot by Craig is long, but the Cougars get the rebound. However, Addison Thompson missed, and good rebound by Lily Ferguson. And now another turnover as Sophie Dolan went with the pump fake, but the official said she dragged that pivot foot, so they're going to get a travel on that one. Yeah, 4 straight turnovers for Trinity after a great start. It's not what you want to see if you're a Titan fan. Strong take there by Amon, but no good. Addison Thompson with another rebound. Collegiate does a really good job of moving the ball from side to side, getting a lot of ball reversals. The pull-up is long, and Faraberi secures the long rebound. Addison win for three, no good. And it's Abby Craig with the rebound. And that's a little bit of a careless turnover for the Collegiate as they tried to execute a handoff.
One thing that I think is really nice about both these teams, they're not just passing around. They move up and down the court, dribbling the ball. I think that's one thing you see a lot, pass the ball around game, but they're making it interesting by dribbling with it.
Yeah, good call, Izzy. And I do think, we talked about Coach Lonan and what a good job he does. But I also want to give a shout out as we see a good rebound there by Claire Amon. But Coach Reeves Fleming, who's been at Collegiate for, I don't know exactly how many years, but pretty sure I saw on Twitter last week or two, in the last week or two, that Coach Fleming just got his 300th win. So he's been at Collegiate for a long time and done a great job. And you see those excellent fundamentals. You talk about putting the ball on the ground. That was a nice pump fake, and then to the dribble by Claire Amon, and Cougars lead is up to 4. Nice take by Sophie Dolan, her first 2 points of the game. And one thing we've noticed about Sophie this season is sometimes she starts a little slow, but as the game progresses, she seems to warm up and score more and more. I know one of the games we broadcast, she didn't score at all in the first half and ended up with like 18 in the second half, I think. Okay, the officials got together, and originally they signaled Trinity ball, but after some discussion, they're going to actually say it went out off of Trinity and give it back to Collegiate. I don't think we mentioned yet a couple subs who've come in. Ceylon Duncan, number 10, who missed that St. Catherine's game, and Lulu Antel, both are juniors, and Lulu played great on Friday. She got a lot of minutes, as that's a nice three-pointer and a well-executed inbounds play, and it's Abby Craig who is up to 7 points already to lead the scoring for either team. That's a foul on Sealy Shield. Sophomore kind of reached over the back of Alexa Linton. But yeah, Lulu, in the games we broadcast, each time seems to get more and more playing time. So I think she's showing Coach Lonan that she's a really reliable contributor coming off the bench. Addison wins 3 is no good, but Ceylon, probably the smallest player on the court, battle for that rebound, and then we see Sophie Dolan hit a 3, give Ceylon Duncan a rebound and assist, and Titans back within 2. Good job by Lulu Antel to knock it away, and we're under a minute to go in what's been a very entertaining first quarter. Addison showing off those moves, and Sophie for another 3. This one is too long. Good rebound by Lulu. Ceylon hits the mid-range. 13 all, and Coach Reeves Fleming of Collegiate's got to be a little frustrated to give up these second chance points the last couple possessions. More aggressive defense, and it's a held ball. I believe this one should be, I thought it was going to be Titan ball, but I must have forgotten a held ball somewhere along the way. So Cougars will retain possession. 26 seconds to go in the first quarter. Good block by Addison. Thankfully, she didn't get her second foul, but also great job by Lily Berger to stick with it and put the Cougars back on top by 2 as we head into the final few seconds of the quarter. 5 on the clock. 3, 2. Ceylon is fouled. And I'm looking at Coach Fleming. Looks like he's got a few gray hairs. As someone that has a whole lot of them, I can tell you that plays like that is what gives you gray hair. I mean,
stressful.
Well, right. I mean, the clock's running out. Ceylon's off balance. Basically a Hail Mary shot, and now you've given her 2 free throws. She makes the first. That had to be frustrating, and she nails them both. So that's kind of 2 free points for the Titans, but anyone who joined us late, this has been an awesome first quarter of action and tied up. I think Trinity at one point led by 4, Collegiate at one point led by 5, but we're all square after 1. Izzy, thoughts on the first quarter?
Just good play on both sides. I mean, you can see the work, what you said about Coach Reeves. Even on the coaching side about Lawton and Reeves, you can see the determination, and that shows a lot through the players and how they act towards one another, watching help Farah get up and all that.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of mutual respect. I mean, in general, between these 2 schools, Collegiate and Trinity Episcopal, and certainly between these 2 coaches. They would have certainly coached against each other many times. I think this is Coach Lawton's at least 6th, maybe 7th year as the head coach here, and then he was at Stewart before that. So Trinity and Collegiate, play twice a year, sometimes 3 times if you count the postseason. And I'm sure when he was at Stewart, he coached against Coach Fleming, who's I think been at least 20 years, maybe more. So these guys know each other well, and I think there's a mutual respect. Titans have an empty first possession. I was kind of seeing if they went back with the starting 5, but they stuck with the lineup that ended that quarter. And Ceylon did a great job, as did Lulu. They both added some aggressiveness. And shot no good. That time by Abby Craig. Sophie all the way. Can't get it to go. And out of bounds as Lulu couldn't quite secure the rebound. It'll be Collegiate ball. Good defense by Ceylon, but a nice entry pass. Now they're fighting for a loose ball, and it's going to be held ball possession to the Cougars. That was Virginia Bello, who she missed the layup, but fought hard to keep it alive for her team, and they're going to get to keep possession thanks to her efforts. And that's how she scored earlier in the game when she missed a layup but followed her own shot. So a lot of hustle from her. 3 is off the mark. Good rebound by Addison Thompson. She's a really good athlete. You can just see how well she moves, and I'm pretty sure that she is the goalkeeper on the Cougars soccer team. As I coach girls soccer, I'm 95% sure she plays goalie for them, and you can see that athleticism out here on the basketball court.
I love watching a multi-athlete. They
yeah.
give it their all.
Yeah, several of these collegiate players I recognize from soccer, and yeah, multi-sport athletes is really the lifeblood of high school sports. Another 3 doesn't go, and this time the Titans secure the rebound. Addison win. Ceylon out to Sophie, gets a friendly home court bounce and chalk up another assist for Ceylon Duncan and 3 more points for Sophie Dolan, which gives her, I think, 8 and makes her the leading scorer. Now we have a nice entry pass from Craig to Bello, and she cuts the lead back to 1 with a left-handed layup, showing that fundamentally sound play that we've been talking about. Lulu Antel shot no good. Addison Thompson with a rebound. And
Foul.
gonna say no, she stepped out of bounds. So I thought the same thing. I thought maybe Ceylon reached in, but they're gonna say that Lily Berger, in trying to get around Ceylon, stepped on that sideline. And we do see Farrah Berry return as well as Lily Ferguson. Farrah is going to get fouled, and every game I say I'm not going to criticize the officials, but I think that was a bad call. At least I'm criticizing a call that went in Trinity's favor, not complaining about one that didn't, but I think that looked like a clean steal. Although if it was a foul, it should have been a shooting foul. So it kind of split the difference and just gave the Titans the ball.
You always have to start a game with that. I'm going to come in with the clean mop.
Yeah, exactly. That layup no good, but a good rebound by Lily Ferguson. I need to start finding myself every time I criticize a call because I need to stop doing it, but it's an old habit as a fan. Hey, that's a three-pointer by Farrah Berry. Let's talk about happier things like made baskets. And we thank the officials because we could not have these athletic contests that we love so much without them. Ceylon Duncan with a steal. She goes all the way but couldn't quite get the layup to go. Addison Thompson with another rebound. She's been very strong on the glass. And we see Thompson look to keep another one alive, but I think they're going to say she fouled. Yeah, over the back on Addison Thompson. Honestly, that I kind of thought she got all ball there again. So a couple 50-50 calls have gone the Titans' way so far. But, you know, sometimes the home team gets a little benefit of the doubt maybe. First foul on Thompson, fourth on the team. Trinity up 4 with the ball. Both teams, I think, are playing well. It's been a pretty clean game in terms of, you don't see a lot of, had a couple bad turnovers, but mostly they're getting good shots. They're playing hard, and it feels like a good battle. Great job there by Virginia Below to dive on the floor for a loose ball. It will remain Trinity ball with the possession arrow, but only 5 on the shot clock. And a play like that, Izzy, even though Cougars don't get it, they'll get it next time there's a held ball, so it's still a valuable play for your team. And Titans couldn't manage to get a shot off of that inbounds pass. So we're midway through the second quarter. Nice move. Claire Amon with a little drop step. Just a freshman showing off her skills in the post.
Watching Farrah Berry, her handles are incredible, going back and forth and weaving through. It's great to watch.
It is, and we've talked about this, we meaning TESPN, and I have talked about this on previous broadcasts, but Izzy, for you as a new student this year, you might not be aware that, or maybe you are, I don't know, but Farrah tore her ACL in the first quarter of the first game last year, like 4 minutes into the season in the girls' first game at Stewart. I know, and she was a freshman last year, so her very first high school game. And, I mean, she had heavy-duty knee brace the whole rest of the year, obviously surgery, the whole 9 yards, and even wasn't quite ready for full participation at the beginning of this season. But she's been back for several games now, and she's a real difference maker. Like you talk about her ball handling, her poise, as the Cougars retake the lead on a 3 by Lily Berger. But yeah, Farrah, I just find it very inspiring how hard she's worked to get back, and she's a real team player. Although she loses the handle on that one, a steal by Claire Amon, and Cougars now with a 1-point lead and possession. And Abby Craig looks to extend that lead. No, but Amon gets the rebound. This time Alexa Linton with the rebound on the missed shot. I do think a little bit fatigue maybe setting in, just at least looking at the Titan players. I mean, I think Coach Donis did a good job getting some subs in, but just look a little tired like for those rebounds. Shot clock down to 10. That's a tough step back, but
Nice.
wow, what a shot by Sophie Dolan. The only way you can make a shot like that is hours and hours of practice.
That's what we talked about.
Exactly.
Those layup lines and everything.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell that's a move she practiced many, many times. And Sophie actually, I do a basketball camp in the summer, and she worked at my camp last summer and was a great teacher to the younger kids of just how to play the game. Ceylon Duncan checking in for Addison Wynn with 2:08 to go. I think this is the first time Addison's gotten a break. And she is one of the players that I was thinking was looking a little fatigued, so probably good for her to get a little rest. I think Alexa Linton would be the first to admit she probably should have caught that pass, hit her right in the hands. She's going to be kicking herself that one slipped through her hands, and it is back to Collegiate. 2-point game. I don't think either team's ever led by more than 5. So it's been back and forth, several lead changes. Really exciting game so far. And good defense by the Titans leads to a turnover. And this is where, as a coach, right, you got a 2-point lead and the ball with about 1:35 to go, where my message would be, no matter what, let's make sure we have the lead going into the half. Yeah, travel on Alexa. And it's a couple turnovers by her. She plays so hard, and you can see how hard she is on herself, kind of putting her hands on her head in frustration. But, you know, she's going to be fine. She plays so hard. You love to see it. Another multi-sport athlete, 3-sport athlete, in fact. Alexa Linton, field hockey, basketball, and softball. Air ball is rebounded by Ceylon Duncan, but then her pass to Sophie Dolan. And even how I talked about how it had been a pretty clean game, it actually has gotten a little sloppy the last couple minutes with several turnovers and air balls and not a lot of buckets since that Sophie Dolan step back. Sophie with a good rebound there. Pull up by Farabary is good. Farah's had a great first half, extends the lead up to 4.
For an athlete that's getting back in it, she's really killing it tonight.
Absolutely, you know, I think, I'm sure, is another miss and another rebound by Ceylon. Friday's St. Catherine's game was actually the first game Farah's ever played in this gym. Because that, like I said, got hurt the first game last year, which was an away game. And then she returned a little bit before Christmas, but her first 2 or 3 games were on the road. So this is only the second time she's ever played a game here in the SS Athletic Center. 3-pointer is good as we head down in the last few seconds. I don't think the Titans are going to get a shot off here. Well, Sophie might get a long one, but comes up short. So it's a great first half. Ultimately, we get to the half with the score, Trinity Episcopal 26, Collegiate 25. And before we take a break, well, I have one thought. That last Titan possession, not the half-court shot, but the previous one, was frustrating because you had a 4-point lead with the ball and the shot clock was basically not a factor anymore. So I think you want to make sure, worst case, you get the last shot, but they turned it over. Cougars get a 3. So instead of going to the locker room with a 4-point lead or potentially even 6 or 7, if they could have scored that last possession, it's only 1. So overall, a very good half for Trinity, but that ending has got to be a little bit frustrating for the Titans. Izzy, your first time on the mic, first time announcing. Give us and give the viewers your halftime thoughts before we break.
Well, so far being at Trinity is exciting in all sports and ways, but watching this game while being able to commentate, it's fun that it's something going on, and like we said, the close scores, it's a close game, it's a good game, so it's nice and easy to talk about something instead of, so far ahead.
Absolutely. Let me ask you, what sports do you play?
I play golf, and I do strength and conditioning.
Awesome. So you'll play golf here. What's like your? I guess I'm not the most good. I know a lot of other sports better than I know golf, but handicap. Like, is you have a handicap?
I don't. Yeah, I was waiting to high school to calculate my first one. So my freshman year, I wanted to get some uh, tournaments done, getting better, freshman stronger, and then I'm gonna calculate that. Hopefully, Coach Lonan also, funny enough, coaches golf,
Yep.
so doing that with him.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of Titan Golf, we are the defending Prep League champions. Won the Prep League tournament last year, but then I think Collegiate actually won the state golf tournament. So these were two of the top 3 or 4 teams on the independent school side in golf. So a lot of that Titan team is back, looking to repeat as Prep League champions and add that state championship. And I'm sure the Cougars will be in for another great golf season as well. All right, let me give you one last piece of information, then we'll take a break for a few minutes. Just able to pull up the Titan boys game at Woodbury Forest. It's a big one. As Woodbury comes into that game at 14-2. Titans at 10-3, so a great battle between two of the top teams in the Prep League on the boys' side. And with 5 minutes left in the second quarter, Woodbury is up by 6. So we'll keep folks posted on that as it goes along. But we're going to take about a 5 to 7 minute break. Please stick around. It's a 1-point game. Should be an awesome second half. And we'll have the sights and sounds of the second half for you back in a few. We are back, and I think in for a really exciting second half, as we said, or if you're just joining us, 1 point Trinity lead. It was a really even first half. Neither team was ever ahead by more than 5, and I meant to actually run downstairs and get some halftime stats, but Isabella was filling me in on her fascinating life, and so I never did get the stats, but as Farrahberry takes a long 2 and a good rebound there by Bello, but I think Sophie Dolan has 8, I believe, and Farrahberry is close to that. It's been a pretty balanced scoring effort. Addison Wins also hit a 3. Actually, Sophie has 11, I think. I think I forgot about that last step back 3. So I think Sophie with 11. This is all mental math. I don't have a stat sheet, but just I watched a lot of basketball, so I can usually kind of keep the stats in my head. And for the Cougars, I think Abby Craig is the leading scorer with, I think she has 10 points, all on perimeter shots like this one, and she made another.
Abby
So
Craig.
that's, I think, 13 points for Abby Craig with 3 threes and then 2 long 2s, and that gives the lead back to the Cougars. See them double team that ball screen. Lily Ferguson handling it out away from the basket. Maybe not her most comfortable area. Good pass by Alexa Linton out to Addison Wynn, and another lead change. And we've had about 8 lead changes already in this game. And the Cougars are hoping to give us another lead change as that shot is blocked by Lily Ferguson.
Addison Wynn looks so much better. We were talking about getting tired, and just that rest during halftime most definitely did her a lot.
Yeah, she looks refreshed and having that 10-minute halftime break, but I think she also got a couple minutes at the end of the first half to rest, and she definitely looks back to fully charged, you know. It's like with your phone, battery drains, got to charge it back up.
Quick minutes makes a lot.
Exactly. All right, that was a foul out on the perimeter by Claire Amon, the freshman for Collegiate, she's really impressed me with her play on the interior, getting some rebounds and a couple post moves. And you see again, she really hedged hard on that ball screen. Sophie Dolan, another 3. This one rims out. And Addison Thompson, she's got, probably about 8 rebounds already to lead the Cougars in that category. Thompson goes for the reverse layup. Great job by Lily Ferguson to not only block the shot, but keep it alive and not allow it to go out of bounds. Great pass, Sophie, but Thompson with the block from behind. I don't think that Alexa Linton had any clue that Addison Thompson was behind her. Farrahberry triggers into Sophie Dolan. What a move! Sophie adds to her tally. I think that's 13 points for her and 3-point lead for the Titans. Great effort by Amon. She missed the layup. How many players are going to be on the floor this possession? I think at least 5 of the 10 players on the court dove on the floor at one point. There was a dive in the lane between 3 people, then it trickled out to the corner and several more people dove on it. Might have been 6 actually. A lot of floor burns.
That's one thing Alexa Linton is not scared of, diving for that ball.
No, she is not, but I love to see that hustle and 2 teams just laying it out there, 2 really evenly matched teams. Addison Thompson gets the roll on the long 2 and cuts the lead back to 1. More dive in on the floor by Alexa Linton, right on cue. Izzy does not lie. She just told you that Alexa Linton is not afraid of getting on that floor, and she just did it again, and that allows the Titans to retain possession. It was another held ball, but this time the possession arrow favored Trinity. Farrah Berry passes it into Sophie Dolan. Nice pull-up. Tough shot by Farrah. Almost got it to go, but just a little too long, and the Cougars with a chance to regain that lead. And that's going to be just a little touch foul on Sophie Dolan. Not a lot of contact there. And we got an extended buzzer. I think it got stuck for a minute. Definitely not a shooting foul. That's the first Titan foul of the second half. And I believe the first, now I'm, yeah, okay. They called it on Lily Ferguson actually, which not too sure about that, but it's Lily's first, so not a huge deal. And the first team foul. That's another long two by Addison Thompson, and she looks really comfortable from that range of about 17 feet or so. And we have another lead change. The Cougars back up by one. Really good man-to-man D here by Collegiate, putting a lot of ball pressure. Great move by Sophie. Couldn't quite get that scoop layup to go. Cougars with a 1-point lead and the ball. Nice move, but a great block. Lily Berger with an excellent little hesitation move, but Alexa Linton said, "Give me that." And we're going to have a kick ball, so it'll remain with the Titans. V. Updike comes back in this time. Farrah Berry's going to get a rare break. She's played almost the whole game. Shot clock resets to 20 after the kicked ball. Addison wins 3, is off the mark. Rebound secured there by Sealy Shield. And thought maybe a foul, but to Addison Thompson's credit, no complaints. She missed that layup. Now a little bit of contact at the other end, but again, no whistle. That's a great pass from Berger to Thompson, but she couldn't quite get the layup to go. Held ball, this time Cougars will have it. And 2:51 to go in the third quarter in a 1-point game. If you're watching, and if you can hear my voice, you must be. Tell your friends, tune into this game. It is going to come down to the wire, and the lead has changed 9 times. Neither team's led by more than 5. I mean, we've got 2 very evenly matched teams, both playing incredibly hard. Great sportsmanship. 8:04 rivalry. Right now, everyone watching, tell someone else to tune in because they're going to thank you, because no one's going to want to miss the rest of this game.
Game going on right now.
It is. It is. Speaking of high school games going on right now, quick update on the Titan boys. They're at halftime down by 9 at Woodbury Forest. I mentioned earlier Woodbury at 14-2, so it's going to be a tough one for our boys, but they're hanging in single digits heading into the second half. But Woodbury, where Izzy's brother went, brother might have bragging rights if we can't make a comeback in the second half up at Orange, Virginia. All right, shot clock's at 3. Just in time, Berger gets it off, but it's long. Battle for the loose ball. It will be Titan ball this time, but we've seen a lot of these held balls, Izzy, and I do think even though Collegiate didn't get it, that effort by Sealy Shield will pay off going forward, because now the next time there's a held ball, Collegiate will get it. If she had just given up on the play and let Trinity have it, they would retain that possession error. So we've seen a lot of that, and that just speaks to how hard both these teams are playing, that they're battling for loose balls all over the court. That's Craig for three. We've seen her hit several. That one comes up short. Now V Updike for three is long. Rebound now by Olivia Tull. We haven't seen Tull play too much so far. She is just an 8th grader playing varsity basketball, so good job, Olivia. Well, here we go. Just talked about it. Another held ball, and this time Collegiate will get to retain possession thanks to Sealy Shield winning that previous jump ball.
Subbing out Lily Ferg for Lulu.
Yeah, that was a really well executed inbounds play by the Cougars, but they couldn't get the shot to fall. Sophie Dolan rebound. Good job telling her by her teammates that there was a defender sneaking up behind her. That's a nice pass. Addison into Lulu. Ceylon from around the free throw line, no good. Good battle by Lulu to try and save it, but she was boxed out well by, I believe it was Sealy Shield once again. So, haven't seen a basket for a while, as the Cougars have had this 1-point lead for several minutes now. Good trap in the corner, but Tull did a nice job passing out of it. And it'll be out of bounds to Trinity. But yeah, so I don't remember Olivia Tull, the 8th grader, playing in the first half. If she did, it wasn't much, but she's looked really good. I'm impressed by Tull as we see her do a nice job defensively there, forcing Addison into a deep three that came up short. Virginia below with the rebound. And Ceylon Duncan's going to pick up that foul as she put two hands on the offensive player. It'll be just the 3rd team foul on the Titans. And I can hear more viewers joining our broadcast, so thank you for spreading the word. I'm telling you, no one is going to regret watching the end of this game because it's going to come down to the wire. Nice move, and the lead is up to 3. Sealy Shield with a little pull-up, and the Cougars lead it by 3. 15 seconds to go in this quarter. Titans looking to get the last shot. Addison Wynn, pull-up was no good, and she shot it a little earlier than I would like because it left the Cougars with time for themselves to get a last shot. It's long, and we will go into the 4th quarter of play with the score: Collegiate 34, Trinity Episcopal 31. And we don't get anything extra when more people tune in. I just love high school basketball, and I want people to see the end of a great game. And so
I love it too.
Yeah, I mean, these two teams are playing so hard. The coaches are doing a great job putting both teams in position, both offensively and defensively. We've seen some really nice execution of plays, but we've also seen some defensive adjustments. The Cougars, who were zone pretty much the whole first half, have gone man. We've seen the Titans play some zone as well as man. We've seen both coaches use their benches in really effective ways. For the Titans, players like V. Updike, Ceylon Duncan, and Lulu Antel have come in off the bench to contribute. And for the Cougars, 8th grader Olivia Tull. Also, I'm pretty sure Sealy Shield was not a starter, but she's played huge minutes and contributed with a lot of hustle plays for the Cougs. So, Collegiate ball to begin quarter number 4. They'll throw it in with a 3-point lead. Titans go back into the zone. Good pull up by Berger, but the shot came up a little short. And Lily Ferguson, she's been getting a bunch of rebounds here in the second half. That pass was a little hot to handle for Sophie Dolan, but she's able to ultimately gain possession. Titans don't have a lot going on this possession, though. The Updike tries to get things going. Shot clock's down to 2. Addison's got to put it up there. She got it off just in time, but air ball, so that's a shot clock violation. If that had hit the rim, it would have reset the shot clock, but it did not. And so Cougars will take over. They, I thought, defended really well in that possession. Cut off penetration several times and just forced the Titans to kind of throw it around the perimeter. Sealy Shield gets it in the lane. Now passes back out. And shot clock is again a factor as it's down to 5 seconds. And kind of a desperation shot, and they're going to call a foul. You know, this has been a well-officiated game. That one...
We're questioning?
Yeah, because, I mean, that was a desperation heave, and then in the follow-through, maybe there's a little contact. I don't know. To me, just sometimes I see officials and I think that guy never played basketball, because, like, why are you rewarding them for throwing up a desperation shot at the end of the shot clock when there's little to no contact? But I guess, I mean, I guess, you know, sometimes I just can't.
I cannot get over Olivia being in 8th grade.
Yeah, I know. No, she's awesome. Yeah, just sometimes I struggle, like, as someone who professionally coached and, like, kind of it was my job to alert the officials when they would make mistakes. Sometimes I still have that habit, so I gotta check myself sometimes. But no, that's a long 2 by Farrah Berry, and that's the first bucket for a while for the Titans. So cuts it down to a 1-point lead. Collegiate looks to expand it, and they do. There's that 8th grader, Olivia Toll, knocking down the 3 and putting the Cougars lead back up to 4. Timeout called by Trinity. Coach Lynon, that's the second timeout he's used today. Still has 3 to go. So Izzy, let's give the fans kind of a reset of where things stand, all right? Collegiate leads by 4. The biggest lead they've had all day was 5. I think back when it was 13-8. Collegiate has all 5 timeouts left. Titans with 3 timeouts left. I think Trinity's biggest lead, I think, was 4. So we've really been in that neck and neck all game long. Cougars, if they were to score here, would actually be their largest lead of the game. And I just think psychologically important to get a stop here. Your coach has called timeout, reset things, probably build up with some confidence, and you really want to make sure you get a stop here and do not let that confidence evaporate. They're going to get a carrying violation against Berger. That was a little, I don't know. I thought it was kind of a nice move by her, but these officials are starting to blow their whistles a little more in the late going, and don't blow it there, though, and that shot was off the mark, but Titans will retain possession. Underneath, shot clock at 20. Sophie wanted it, but Farrah didn't quite see her in time. Long 2 from Ceylon. Can't get it to go, but she's able to recover the loose ball. Passes to Farrah. Over to Sophie. Gets the defender off her feet. That's a nice block by Claire Amon. And the pull-up by Berger is good, and that does expand the Cougars' lead to 6, which makes it their largest lead of the game. Can Addison Wynn cut it in half? Not quite. And another rebound for Amon. A lot of contact there, and this time the officials choose not to blow the whistle. Another block by Claire. She's been very active on the defensive end the last couple of minutes. Ceylon's shot is off the mark. Good hustle by Ceylon to try and track it down, but that ball did go out of bounds. Alexa Linton checking back in.
Give Ceylon a break.
What's that?
Giving Ceylon a break.
Yeah, Ceylon's been playing hard, but you've seen her last 2 shots come up short, so sometimes that can be a sign of fatigue. I think the Titans have been, for the most part, excellent defensively, not giving up many points, although that wasn't the greatest D. But I think the bigger issue to me, it's been offense. They were stuck on 31 for a long time. Then Farah hit a long 2, but they've now been stuck on 33 for a long time, and this really need a score. And you also got to give Collegiate credit. Their defensive intensity and pressure has ramped up, which has contributed to the Titans' offensive struggles. That's a tough bucket by Addison Wynn, and that was good defense, but just in that case, better offense. Berger gets it up in the high post, and the freshman Claire Amon has played really well, particularly this 4th quarter. She's had 2 blocks, 2 or 3 rebounds, and now a nice long shot. All right, that was a foul on Berger, her first, 3rd team foul. Neither team in the bonus. And that's going to be a 4th team foul, and the freshman looked surprised, but when you kind of stick your leg out at the ball handler, usually the officials are going to call that. So that's her 4th personal. That's kind of critical because she's been excellent, as we were just saying. But Celie Shields also played well, and she comes back in. And again, we see that hard hedge on the ball screen. And for the 3rd time on this possession, so Collegiate in 13 minutes committed 2 fouls. Now in about 20 seconds, they've committed 3 just on this possession. And it's going to be a full timeout by Coach Lonnen with his team down 7. Actually 8. For a second, the scoreboard went to 36, but it's back at 35. Not maybe the one you're looking at, but the one in the gym. So an 8-point game, just under 3 minutes to go. And I think Coach Lonnen right now is drawing up a play, wanting to get, it really doesn't need to be a 3, it could be a 2. You could get to the free throw line. We've seen Collegiate already with 3 fouls this possession, but you need a bucket here. In the last 8 minutes of game time, Trinity's only scored about 4 points, and Collegiate has expanded their lead to the largest it's been the whole game at 8. And so Coach Lonnen has just got to dial up the best play he has. It's going to be a sideline out of bounds. Probably try and get something maybe with Sophie Dolan going to the basket, or else maybe some sort of screen to free up Sophie or Addison. And Sophie's going to be the inbounder. And let's see what they got. I like this play. Oh, she didn't get it to go, but And it is going to be collegiate ball. So talked about Coach Lon drawing up a play. I think it was a good one. It was a little give and go, and then a ball screen for Sophie Dolan going to the basket. That's a shot that she's very capable of making, but couldn't get that one to go. And you might see Collegiate use a little bit of clock here, or not, as Abby Craig with the three. Thought with the 8-point lead, 2.5 minutes, they might want to run a little clock, but also we've seen Craig's an excellent shooter, so I think she figured if they're going to leave me open, that could have been the dagger. There we go. Addison Wynn cuts it back to a 6-point game. Great job by Addison using that crossover dribble and getting to the lane. Alexa Linton with the block. Sealy Shield, as she's done all night, comes up with a loose ball. Another three by Craig is no good. And Lily Ferguson with the rebound. It's a 2-possession game with the 3-point shot. Don't have to be a 3 though, but you need a bucket here. Good defense by Berger to knock it away. Shot clock at 10. Faraberry's got it. Shot clock at 5. She tried to draw the foul. No call, and it is a shot clock violation. Cougar ball, and I believe they got a timeout. Collegiate calls timeout. And we got 1:20 to go. So it'll be Collegiate ball underneath. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Do you need to start fouling? I mean, they're not in the bonus yet. So with the 30-second shot clock, if you don't foul, just kind of play it straight, try and get a stop. Collegiate can take it under a minute. So if it were me right now, if I were Coach Lon, I would be telling my defense, be super aggressive. I don't believe any Trinity player has more than 2 fouls. So you want to be super aggressive. You can go for a steal. If you happen to foul, it's no big deal. Because eventually you're actually going to want to put them in the bonus because you're going to need to foul and hope they miss free throws. So that would be what I think Coach Lon is telling them is reach in. If you get a steal, awesome. If you commit a foul, no problem. And then once it gets into the last minute, you're gonna need to foul more once they get in the bonus, because with this 6-point deficit, your best bet is hope the Cougars miss some front ends of some 1-and-1s, and you hope the Titans are able to come in and score enough points to make up this deficit. So they do go to the full court press. We see a trap right at midcourt. And as predicted, we see Collegiate looking to run some clock, which is exactly what you would expect Coach Fleming to have them doing. Actually wouldn't foul now because it will reset the shot clock. I just play this out at this point. It's going to be a long 3. No good. You got to get this rebound if you're Trinity, and they don't, which allows the shot clock to reset. That's a huge rebound for the Cougars. And we're down to 40 seconds now. Got to get this rebound if you're Trinity, and they again don't. So this possession started with 1:20, and it's all the way down to 36 seconds. Great job by Claire Amon, the freshman, to keep that possession alive. And 20 on the shot clock. Now you got to foul. And they do, although the ref didn't call it. Sophie was trying to foul her.
I got to give 24 Addison Thompson. She gets in that corner, throwing threes.
Yeah, Addison Thompson is just a really impressive athlete. She's quick. You can just see in just how she moves that she is just really got that quick twitch athleticism that you would expect from a good basketball player, and like I said, also a goalkeeper. All right, that's a big steal by Addison Wynn. She can dribble, but I don't think she realized it. I think she thought she used her dribble, but I thought it was just in collecting the ball. So Titans do have it. 24 seconds. This thing is not over. And Coach Lon is going to get a timeout. So with 24 seconds, doesn't have to be a 3. You'd prefer a 3, obviously, but it has to be quick. You cannot, and some of the recent Titan possessions, they've struggled to get anything going and run 20 seconds or more off the clock. So they need something quick, ideally a 3, but I'm sure Collegiate their coaching staff is telling their players to guard that 3-point line, not allow any 3s. And one thing I've noticed, this is just a side note, but I have to give props to one of the gentlemen in the Strites tonight. So the official closest to us right there on the sideline, he reffed tons of my high school games. So he's been doing it for a while. David, don't look quite so surprised. And he's been at this for a long time, and then he reffed many games that I coached as well. So it's great to see these experienced officials who still come out here. And again, we couldn't have these contests without them. All right, Titans need something quick. They're going to get a foul there. It's not a shooting foul. It's going to be the 6th Collegiate foul. So next time the Titans will go to the bonus. The bonus. See, I'm still young. I still have voice cracks. No, Sophie penetrates. She does draw a foul, and that's the last thing Collegiate wants to do is allow the Titans to score with the clock stopped. So it's a 2-shot foul. Sophie could cut it to 4 if she can knock both these down with 12 seconds to play. She hits the first. Beautiful. And hits the second, but they have a violation. I think one of the Trinity players must have stepped in the lane. No. That is a tough call at that stage of the game. And I don't know, I just tried to watch the replay. I didn't see it. I don't know what that was. Or who that was against, but takes an important point off the board. Quick foul. Cougars are in good shape here with a 5-point lead. And number 1, Lily Berger, the point guard, who's not scored a ton tonight. She's had a couple big buckets, but she's done a really nice job of kind of running the show for Collegiate. And if she makes both of these, it pretty much seals it. And she swishes the first very confidently. And hits the second. And that is going to make it a 7-point game with 9 seconds to go. And that might just about do it. But it's been a good game, and I think the Titans have played really well, gotten contributions from a lot of different players, and it just goes to show, I think, the improvement this season, because this Collegiate team came in here last year and won by, had to be close to 30 points. So these guys, like I said, have been competitive almost every game this season. Looks like this is the only game for the girls this week. Next game is Stab coming to town, which, as I mentioned earlier, they're very, very good, loaded with Division I talent, and at least according to Max Preps, Stab has the #1 girls basketball team in all of Virginia, and that includes public schools, private schools, all levels. So that's going to be a big challenge, but you know, you got to enjoy playing the best. So have one last possession here for the Titans. Farrahberry will try and get Trinity up above 40 points. It's going to be Sophie Dolan's 3.
Rebound. No
good, and that will do it. Great game, and congratulations to Collegiate. Final score, Collegiate 45, Trinity Episcopal 38. So, Izzy, your first broadcast. It's under your belt, but I am going to put you on the spot before we go off the air with just, I guess, your final impressions of the game, first of all, and then secondly, I want you to give me your player of the game tonight.
I think just watching these girls, like we've been saying at every break, they've given it their all, and I think Lonnie's gonna have a couple things to say about fundamentals, but that's normal for any good team. But just they're entertaining to watch, like we've been saying. Alexa Linton is raw with everything, blocking, getting rebounds. I'm gonna put her player of the game. You always have to have, always say, you always pay your mortgage, then your insurance, and she is your insurance.
I like that. That I don't know many freshmen in high school who know about mortgage payments and insurance. So that was, I really, sorry. I'm like thrown by what a great quote you just threw at us there, Izzy. Yeah, I mean, I love what Alexa brings to the table. Didn't score much, I'm not even sure if she did, but she does do all those little things, like you said, keeping possessions alive, getting rebounds, setting screens, diving on the floor, like we've talked about. So I can get on board with that. And overall, I'm just really impressed with how competitive these girls are this season after what was a rough year last year. They're playing their hearts out. I would say probably half the game Trinity led, really until late third quarter. But Collegiate did take that lead late in the third and held on to it in the fourth. So give the Cougars credit. That makes their record 5-6 on the season. And Titans also 5-6. So these two will get together again over at Collegiate on February 10th. So I'm excited to see how that one goes. And if we don't have a home boys game to broadcast that night, I might go check that one out because these are very evenly matched teams. But congratulations to Collegiate. They got it this time. And thanks to David Jennings for the production. Isabella Jenkins on the mic with her maiden voyage. One last thing to let you know is Titan boys looks like trailing by 5 with about 6 minutes to go up at Woodbury. So I think that live stream is available through Woodbury's website. Check that out. Hopefully the Titan boys can get that road win. And thank you all. Tomorrow we do have boys basketball. I will not be here, but we'll have an all-student broadcast, I believe, with Ryan Lloyd and Ben Schneider. So excited to hear how that goes. But the boys host Life Christian Academy tomorrow. So Titan Nation, tune in for that one if you can't make it out in person. Thanks for joining us tonight. Final score, Collegiate 45, Trinity Episcopal 38.